Hi guys. I wish the lighting was better in here, but unfortunately it's not. So hopefully you'll get the gist of today. So as promised, I was going to do some live vlogs on cooking. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did at our retreat, for those of you that missed it, and it will be one of the recipes coming out in our new digest cookbook. So I'm going to start with dressing. In here is a Vitamix, and you can see I use it a lot. So it's about a cup of balsamic, about a half cup of olive oil. I put about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Oh god, the lighting's really bad. Can you come back here? Oh, it's Dijon mustard. Anyways, I'm gonna put a shallot in, and I usually put about, depends how sweet you like it, a couple of droppers full of stevia. It depends also on how much you're making. I'm kind of a creator when I make recipes, actually so much so, like making this digest cookbook, it was kind of a challenge. I had to like go back and redo all the recipes that I made and like take notes on how much I put in what. So I encourage you to be a creator. Take my recipes as kind of a template and then make it to your taste. So hold your ears for a minute. I'm going to blend. Okay, so it comes out like this, and because there is oil, it will get like a gelatin in the refrigerator. So just make sure that when you pull it out that you you warm it up a little bit to room temperature and kind of whisk it together, or just have a good shaker, salad shaker bottle. So we're gonna make a salad. This is one of my favorite. I call it the chop. So you can see there's a mixed greens on here. I'm gonna try to turn this down so you can see my little device here. Wrong way. There it is. So kind of, you can see my little, I call it my hopper. You can get it at Waterless Cookware. It's about $300. It is probably the best investment I've ever purchased. A lot of people get spiralizers that will do the same thing. However, this thing will spiralize the heck out of anything, and I've had it for 10 years and it's never broken, and it's worth every penny of $300. And if you know me, I'm very money conscious when it comes to buying tools and devices, but sometimes you pay for what you get. So I am going to spiralize our ingredients today. And this is really important. I like to spiralize each ingredient and then keep it in the fridge, because it just makes it, and you can keep it for about 3 days and they'll stay good. So usually I do food prep. Today is Sunday. Food prep is Sunday. You can, well, you can't smell it because it's on video. I'm doing sweet potatoes. I do cauliflower, chicken, and turkey. And I do it in a bunch. And I put it in glass Tupperwares like this. So I have my food stored away for me for the week. Because I work a ton, and I come home and I'm tired, and I'm not trying to cook at 8, 9 o'clock at night. Okay, so this is the first thing I'm going to spiralize. Wow, the lighting's really bad. You can see it. That's a red beet. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and spiralize it. Hang tight. I'm going to show you in a minute. Let's see if you can. There we go. You can see what I'm doing. There you go. So that's what that looks like. I'm going to take this and I'm going to save this. Then I'm going to go ahead and do some carrots. I like to do it on the opposite end. I like bright, vibrant colors. So basically, why do we do bright, vibrant colors? They say if you do all the rainbows, you're getting all your micronutrients. And that's essentially why we eat, you know. And I think once you go back to the basics and just actually start eating this food at first, you might go, oh, it's bland. But I don't put salt or anything on my food. Why? Because these foods have their own natural flavor. They have have you ever just tasted a cauliflower or ever just tasted a broccoli? Shoot, have you ever just tasted a chicken breast and actually tasted the flavor of the food? I think once you actually get into the flavor of the food and bring back our taste buds, but most of society is over sugared, over salted, and doesn't even know what a chicken breast tastes like. And for me to actually be one with my food. So that's part of nutrition, right? Getting our nutrients from our food, right? So that's zucchini right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this on the opposite side. So again, I get like 3 or 4 of these and I just do them all up. Okay, so that is the cucumber. So that's a lot of food. But really, it's not that much. And I'll do another separate video later to show you how to put it in your MyFitnessPal. Because a lot of people are like, well, how do you do that? It's really simple. So this, naturally, I would break into 2 meals. I'm just putting it on one plate just for the video. Okay, so that is done. Last thing I'm going to do is spiralized daikon. A lot of people don't know what daikon is, but it is a radish. It's very good. It's high in the B, C's, and A's. Like all radishes are good for detoxing, especially our organs. So you'll get the little pungent. So there you go, voila. Okay, so that's that. So now I'm going to, so I was pre-soaking some I can't even, maybe you can see it. Okay, I'm sure you're gonna see this is wakame, which is seaweed. Why do we eat seaweed? Seaweed is essential for detoxing the blood, detoxing the entire body. It's the closest thing to our blood plasma, has natural sodium in there. Very effective for getting all of our micronutrients. And see, it's super green and dense. Better. I don't know if it's better, but when people are like, oh, do wheatgrass shots. No, eat a bunch of seaweed. You get more nutrients from that. Okay. So, last but not least, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't need to eat that much food. No, well, I hear ya. Are you eating low dense foods? Sure. I can eat 4 plates of this to a half of a candy bar. I'm not done yet. So, you know, I'm a big advocate of protein, so I already have this pre-cooked. So I'm going to put, this right here is about 100, right there. That right there is about 100 grams of lean ground turkey breast. You can see right here, this is fresh salsa. Normally I make my own salsa and I usually do it in mason jars. But for today's video purposes, I decided to buy it at Whole Foods. But I am going to make our holy guacamole, which is another recipe. So my salsa recipe is in our Digest cookbook, as is the holy guacamole. Both of those are original to me. And a lot of people are like, have all these interesting guacamole recipes. And I find it, well, we'll just leave it at interesting. But if you want to make a really good guacamole recipe, just take your salsa, put it in a bowl. Where's my avocado at? So these avocados might be on their last leg, but we're going to see if we can get some love out of them. Guacamole, or avocado, not only is very high in healthy fats, the omegas, especially the omega-3, but it's very vitamin rich. Vitamin rich. Okay, so this is how you make holy guacamole. I always like to take the water from the salsa. It's almost like a ceviche. I mean, you could take this and turn this into a ceviche and add just some shrimp and some crab, and that's a whole nother dish right there. You know, you can put it over some quinoa, and that's a meal in itself right there. Boom, you're done. You can even spiralize some, if you want some sodium in there, spiralize some cucumbers. There you go, that's another meal. So this would not be a basic meal. This, you would leave the holy guacamole or the salsa out. Why? Because it's very hard when you're first working on your digestive tract to process tomatoes, onions, and garlic. So you want to stick with just basic ingredients and leave the seasonings out. But once your body is able to assimilate food again and start processing, you can start integrating these once a week and see how your body does. And if your body does not bloat or produce gas, or you have any kind of digestive issues, and you'll know within an hour or two after you eat the meal once a week. And I would keep it to an isolated meal. Okay, so holy guacamole. So this whole plate here is about 550 calories, all of it. Now, obviously, that's a lot of food for somebody to consume in one meal. So basically, what I would do right after I get done filming is I would break it into two. I would keep the meat portion on because I want to get 120 grams of protein. So I'm going to take this off and keep the avocado on, and break down the vegetables in half, and so that would probably leave me to probably about 400 calories in a meal. So I'll show you how I end up entering it into MyFitnessPal in the next video. I'll probably end up doing that next week. Okay, so And then of course, if you wanted less, if you're on lower calorie in the beginning, you can always do half of an avocado, and that would break that down to about 300 calories. So, and of course, you can't forget the salad dressing, and we can go ahead and put how much you as desired on there. I'm gonna wait until I separate the dish out to put the dressing on. Okay, so that's basically how you can do it. My time is 15 minutes and I made a meal. I actually made several meals. It would take only probably another 5 minutes to prep for another 3 days. So when people tell me all the time that they can't prep for the week, that they don't have enough time, I'm sorry, I don't buy it, right? So it's just time management. Get a couple of glass dishes. You just spiralize a little bit more out. Here's one of my glass bowls right here, and I'll be putting some of my vegetables in there. So I think it's just what's important to you, and is living a healthier lifestyle important to you, and experiment, have fun with it, find out what you like, find out what you don't like. And this may not be your favorite meal, it doesn't have to be, but if you try it, you'll find some things that you do like about it, and then you find some things that work for you and don't work for you. It's kind of fun. I say have fun with it and experiment. Okay, guys, talk to you soon.